Morning, everybody. It's all very black and white. It's all extremely black and white, not just the live stream. This morning's topic is on men who won't lead and women who won't submit. I chose the word submit on purpose. I've heard a lot of Christian leaders, pastors through my time talk about men who won't lead and women who won't follow. There's actually a book titled that. I don't know the author of the book off the top of my head, but many years ago, when I was not into following my man, did not have a man that I respected and honored enough, trusted enough to lead the relationship. Hey, morning, Craig. Morning, Addison. Did not have a man in my life way back yonder that I actually trusted to lead. And I read this book called Men Who Won't Lead, Women Who Won't Follow. And I laughed at it because I thought, that's just a bunch of bull. That is absolutely sheer craziness. Why the hell would I follow? Why would I put him in that leadership role? I mean, yes, maybe he is the man that I'm married to. Maybe he is the father of my children, head of a household and all that stuff, but I don't trust his leadership. I don't trust the direction that he's trying to take our family, that he's trying to take our life. There's too much at stake for me to actually follow somebody that is not secure in their path, secure in their purpose, knowing what direction to have. I could always make way for human mistake, for human error and flop ups, because that's just part of life. We are human, we are learning. But couldn't follow. Fast forward, that lack of following and that lack of leadership definitely was a part of the demise of our relationship, of our marriage, because with that inability for him to lead me, an inability for me to submit to his leadership, the relationship could not sustain. We could not make clear decisions. We couldn't come together on so many things. And I believe that today, in today's time, we have 70+% of marriages and long-term committed relationships, which are whether there's a ring on the finger and a piece of paper signed or not, does not make a marriage. A marriage is a commitment between two people. Is a contract. It really has nothing to do with love. It has everything to do with property. But when we think marriage, we think commitment, right? We think commitment, and we have two people together that are committed to each other. And we have this world where so many marriages and committed long-term relationships, they're 70-80% fail, as what we would say, right? They fail because they do not succeed in staying together. So there's a whole bunch of stuff there. What is success in a relationship? Does success only equate down to the time spent together, or is success about happiness in the relationship, about where two people can be individuals and strong in themselves and come together and be a strong team, strong mother, father, strong, whether even in homosexual marriages and stuff, can two people come together and actually unite and have a strong relationship, allowing each their own happiness and joint happiness. I think that that's what success is. It's not a timeline. It's not, well, if you're married for 30 years, you have a successful relationship. I coach many people that have been married for 25, 26, 30, 35 years, and they're not happy. And that's, they're sitting there and like, we're done. Like we've been unhappy for the last 20 years of our relationship. That's not successful. But why are they not happy? What is bringing that lack of happiness, that this discord to the relationship? A lot of it has to do with the way our society and the way the men of today have been raised. And even those in their 40s, 50s, 60s have been raised where it has become now this habit where men are scared to lead. Men don't even know what leadership is. Men have no freaking clue what masculine energy is. Men have lost what the word confidence means. We have a lot of cocky men running around. We have a lot of men that are like, oh yeah, you should do this because I am this and I am that. But when it really comes down to it, no matter how much money they might be making, no matter what their physique might look like, none of that stuff, their confidence, which is how they feel about themselves, their self-love, their self-worth, is batting a zero. Batting a zero, you know. It's really, really not good. So they can't lead. They can't come from a strong place of leadership because the majority of men today don't have purpose. And purpose is something bigger than self. It's not your partner, it's not your children, it's not even the work that you're doing. Purpose is something that is so much bigger. It is a calling, it is a pull that expands the soul, expands your vessel in so many different ways. And the men of today really are lacking this. They think that, oh, if I have a great resume, then that is what my purpose is to gain this resume, to gain so much money in the bank, to gain, you know, a type of car, a 7,000 square foot house, or whatever it might be, and have the you know, the arm piece to go with it. That makes me successful. That makes me powerful. No, it doesn't. And it doesn't make you a leader either. Leadership comes from, number one, purpose. When a man has purpose, a man also gains respect. You can tell a man that is on fire and ignited for his life, that knows the direction he's going. He's strong in who he is. He has healthy boundaries. He has passion for life. He understands and values time. He understands and values presence with the people in his life. He has direction with spiritual direction. He is in soul alignment with who he is and what his tasks at hand are for his life. A man who is worthy of, who has leadership characteristics, is just simply strong in who he is. And there are a lot of weak men in today's society. And it's sad because there's a lot of beautiful men. I mean, I see them so often. They walk into my office and they just come in and it's like they're just this little boy stuck in this man's body. And there's this beautiful soul in there. There's this beautiful man who wants to be seen, who wants to be appreciated, who wants to be adored, who wants to be desired and loved, and doesn't know how to achieve any of that and wonders why. Why do I keep attracting the same quality of woman? Why do I keep attracting these types of women? Why do I keep having these things happen? Why does my heart keep getting hurt? I'm trying to be emotional. I'm trying to be seen. I'm trying to be vulnerable. I'm trying to do all these things that today's world says that I should be. I'm trying to be like the women in the world, have power and, you know, recognition and all this stuff. And you know what? Leadership has nothing to do with putting someone else down. Leadership has nothing to do with being the boss of any situation. That's not what a leader is. Leader is not boss. Leader has vision. Leader has clarity. Leader has purpose. Leader has drive, direction. Leadership is about having the respect, because when we respect somebody, they instantly step into a leadership role. We can look to them and know that they will make a good decision. Maybe not always the right decision. It's not about the right decision. It's about a good decision. A decision that comes from the right place, which is right here. Soul alignment, heart, clarity, and trying to do what is best, making it a win-win-win situation at the majority of the times. In my lifetime, in truth, there have been not even a handful of men that I have had flashes of respect for men in my life. And then I see exactly how scared of a little boy they are. I once dated a man, and I love him. Still friends today. I love him to death. And he had a lot of the resume things, okay? A lot of the resume things. Very intelligent, great job, has had some made great changes for our world. I tend to date these guys that make these changes in our world that everybody appreciates. And this particular man, he has made some big time changes in our world with with different things. And we dated for probably about a year and a half. And on the front side, I saw his weaknesses and I loved them. I thought that they were sweet, and I thought that he was just a soft, sweet guy, but I thought that there was something more in there. I thought that he actually had purpose. I thought that he actually had this strength. And then we got into a dating scenario, and we started to date, and he did have some good presence in different areas, but he was very caught up in other things. And very, very insecure. As time went on, I saw his insecurities. And at the end of between 12 and 18 months of our relationship, his insecurities overtook him. And he became this 5-year-old little boy who didn't know what direction to go. And he was insecure in our relationship, even though I was right there, even though I was trying to support and I was trying to let him lead and I was leaning in. He still was extremely insecure, to the point that I remember that he would hold onto my hands and he'd just be like shake with anxiety, and almost this terrified look would come across his face in trying to make a decision because he did not want to get it wrong. And the fact that he did not want to get it wrong showed all of his doubt, all of his fear. And then in that need to get everything right and the anxiety came control. And he wanted then to control little things about me, my little personality things, little things that just made me me. Because he did not have control over so many other areas of his world and no guidance and direction in them, that he needed to control something. So he tried to control me, and his way to get me to submit was through control. Well, that happened like 3 times, and on the 3rd one I was like, I'm done. I can't do this. And I came home and I wrote him a book of a goodbye letter, and told him how deeply I loved him, but that I couldn't follow. I couldn't follow that path. I knew it. I share that because that is the story of so many women today. And in the title, women who won't submit. So here we have a society of these men who are so stinking scared of their truth, scared of making a decision. And they're like weeble wobbles, they're just kind of like bouncing all over the place, and they're here and they're there and they're here and they're there, and they're just trying to please the women in their life. They're trying to please their children. They're trying to please their families. They're trying to please their bosses. They're trying to please their clients. They're trying to please life instead of owning who they are and stepping forward and commanding life. Not commanding people, but commanding life, which is a presence, which is an energy, which is purpose, certainty in self, knowing that they are worthy of everything that they want. Now, on the flip side, we have this society that we have built of us women out here. And as women, we have been trained to be more like men. We think very rational anymore. We don't let our emotions out because we don't want to be seen as fragile, weak, too vulnerable. We don't want to be seen as moody or crazy. Oh, she's crazy. Hormonal. Don't want to get hormonal. Lord, don't let that happen. So we're taking things to stabilize ourselves, which is just dulling us, numbing us to life. And as we numb ourselves to life and try to appear like this from a very linear, logical mindset like a man has, we also are shutting down what makes us women. We're shutting down our hearts, our tender, beautiful, nurturing hearts, and we're closing everything off, and we're getting more and more armored up. And we still feel the stings, and we still want the things that women want. We still want the connection. We still want the support. We still want a strong man. And I guarantee you that 99.9% of women out there have asked, what do you want? We'll say, we want a strong, confident, compassionate man who knows who he is and doesn't want to control me. Will let me be me. All the while not realizing that one of the sexiest things that we can offer a man is our authenticity, not us being a man in a woman's body. That's not sexy, that's not hot, it's not a turn on, and it certainly isn't pleasing to us because it's shutting us down. But we can't submit because we're scared of the word submit, because the word submit to women of today means that we are being controlled. To follow a man means that we are being controlled. This is how women, a lot of women, feel and think about that. It is too scary. It is, no, I'm a strong ass woman. I don't need a man. I don't need a man. Fuck men. Men just hurt me. Men just want sex from me. That's it. I don't need a man for support, and he sure the hell isn't leading me. Well, the reason why as women can't submit is because, number one, we've been trained not to submit. We've been told that we need to ante up and become men, basically. That being a woman is looked down upon. That it is less than human sometimes because we're not trustworthy. We're not this, we're not that, because our hormones and moods get to things. And how can you trust that is ever changing as the feminine is? So we go, okay, fine. We'll just do this. But with that comes that we also become this linear, logical person. And we shut everything down and we lose ourselves in it. And we armor up and we no longer feel, and we get very focused, extremely focused. And we find out that with that focus, how much we can actually really get done. Because when we're in the masculine, like, we can take over empires. We can do all this different stuff. We can build Fortune 500 companies, and we can do, it's like, hey, if we're not going to get the support from the other sex, then we'll just show you how it's done. Because we still have the ability as a woman to multitask like no other. So we can raise 2-3 kids, we can build a business, we can still take care of ourselves physically and keep the house clean and have dinner on the table by 6. And we can do it all. And we go, yeah. And you know what? We got batteries for our vibrators, so we don't even need you for that. So there you go. That's it. We don't need it. But that was developed because the feminine has been, the vulnerability and the nurturing and the energy of the feminine has been put down here. Unfortunately, for like 2,000-3,000 years, this has been going on, and this is the byproduct of it. So women have now looked at it and gone, no. If you won't lead, I will lead. If I don't have respect for you, then I'm not going to follow you. And if you're not going to have respect for me, then I'm not going to submit. Did you catch that? If I can't have respect for you, then I'm not going to follow you. You can't lead me. And if you don't have respect for me, I won't submit. That's a big one. It's a really, really big one. Because we have this world where society is going, oh yeah, it's okay to, like, even our president has made comments in the past of like, you can just walk up to a woman and grab her right there and she's going to go, woo! No, that's not respect. That's not honoring of the feminine. These comments that I know I get tons of, and I know that a lot of other women, the majority of women out there, get massive amounts of comments on Facebook. People come in, and I know that people who follow me see these comments coming up on like my Conscious Coffees. I'm not even talking about anything, and these comments are coming up. Show me your boobs. Show me your ass. I sex you. I fuck you. That's not respect. That's not a man to follow. That's not a leadership. You're not going to get nothing from that. That's disgusting. That is just going to get you like, no, move along, you childish little fool. That's what you get there. And we get it out and about too. But then the flip comes that's a gentleman, somebody who just wants to honestly offer up a compliment, is now scared to offer up a compliment. Is scared that he's going to get slapped or told off, ridiculed, beaten up in some fashion for just saying, you look really great today. So we take away that stuff. which is a piece of leadership, to honor, to respect each other. When a man respects and honors, adores the feminine, whether it is his significant other or it is just a woman at the grocery store, it is to respect. What does respect mean? Respect is everything. This is where leadership comes from. This is where submission comes from. This is where following. This is where compassion, where love comes from. This comes from respect. And in order to respect, whether it is the masculine or the feminine, in order to respect, one has to be very clear, very, very clear on who they are. And the only way you will ever gain respect is to know thyself first. You must be on the mission of knowing yourself and realize that you're ever changing. Whether you're masculine or feminine, you're ever changing. You are growing, you are expanding, you are consistently evolving. Morning, Michael. You are consistently evolving. But in that evolution, there is this beautiful respect for self. And we can't respect another until we can honor and respect ourselves. We can't appreciate another and truly appreciate until we can appreciate ourselves, our humanness. And to give respect to another means to allow them to be them, not try to control, not try to own. Nobody's just, it's not property here. This is another human being. We don't own them. No matter what kind of power plays we might be playing on, no matter who makes the money in the house and who doesn't, no matter what the roles are, it is about respect and the honoring of each and every person's role and gifts and who they are, their desires. What do they want for themselves, for their life? My problem is I like the submissive women because I am master BDSM. I am very aggressive. I'm not talking about that kind of submissive. I'm not talking about role playing. I'm not talking about BDSM here. I'm talking about life. I'm talking about relationship. I'm talking about how a man who wants a woman who is confident in herself, who loves herself, who's open, who is playful, who wouldn't mind getting into a BDSM relationship and not just going, okay, I'm a limp noodle, do with me as you so choose. There's no self-love in that. If you really want a woman that is a strong woman and loves herself and will truly, not just fake, give you that, but will actually love you, respect you, follow you, and submit and open her heart, then you gotta step the fuck up as a man and lead. And that means respect your woman, respect yourself, have some fucking purpose in life, know your direction, have clarity. Don't be afraid to step forward. Don't be afraid to step into who you are. And also realize that you have to be okay and open to letting your partner or your potential partner be herself. That's what you have to do. Hey, Michael, power exchange without respect is a power struggle, dude. Yes. There is no honor in disrespect. There is no love in disrespect. There is no loyalty in disrespect. You can fake a lot and then all of a sudden you're done. And when you get burned out, that kind of disrespect is trauma. Disrespect is emotional, mental, and physical trauma to the body, to the other human being, and it makes the person who's disrespecting about this big. It does not make you a bigger person to disrespect somebody. It does not make you a better person. It makes you a smaller person. But in order for a man to lead, he has to respect himself, and he has to be willing to respect others and women. In order for a woman to be able to submit, she has to respect herself, and she has to be able to respect her man. There has to be communication. There has to be authenticity. There has to be integrity. And there has to be compassion for being human on both sides. So in today's world, we don't have much of any of that. Majority of relationships that I see are struggling, are in a power struggle because they don't have respect, because they don't have compassion, because they are not willing to let each other be individuals or be human. We have been trained to want what we want and have the expectation for the wanting of what we want, and to not have any lenience there, no giving. It is all based on taking. And sometimes we take by getting into our pain bodies and going into victim mode. And you might say, well, how's that taking? How's that taking to go into people-pleasing victim mode? It's because you're becoming the victim to gain being needed, to gain being sad. Oh, I feel so sorry for you. I pity you. I have empathy for you because you're struggling, because you're sad, because you're being a victim, because you're overworking yourself, because you're overgiving. You're not overgiving. You're eating that shit up because you're not a strong person. A person who actually truly shares, who gives, knows the word no, has personal boundaries, has non-negotiables. The ego, pride, can be introverted and extroverted. We play all sides as human beings. But in today's world, we have a lot of introverted pride coming out in victim status, coming out in people-pleasing. And that is just a showing of insecurity, a showing of lack of purpose, lack of direction, lack of clarity, lack of self-worth, lack of self-love on both sides, masculine and feminine. So, respect is the name of the game. Men need to learn how to lead. Women need to learn how to follow, how to submit. But these things cannot happen without respect. Number one with self. Number two for the other. And if we want to get back to a place where relationship is turned on, ignited, where we see couples that are so just into each other, truly into each other, loving each other, supporting each other, those couples that are just those radiant, beautiful lights. If we want to see that, then we have to learn how to respect ourselves, and we have to go, what do I want for my life? Where's my purpose? What is my desire? Who am I? And do I love who I am becoming? Start there. Start there and then move forward. But don't ever expect somebody to follow you if you don't know what direction you should go. Don't ever expect somebody to follow you if you're just a cocky asshole. Don't expect somebody to follow you if you have zero to limited presence. Don't expect somebody to follow you if your phone or the TV screen is more important than that person. Don't expect somebody to follow you if you can't get your shit in order. Don't expect somebody to follow you if you really don't know what side is up. If you don't know who you are, if you're not on the path and actively working at learning who you are and dealing with your own shit, which means taking responsibility for your own shit and stop trying to control everybody else's or own everybody else's, then don't expect somebody to follow you. And never, ever submit to somebody. Never submit to somebody, ladies. Never submit to somebody who is all of that. Only submit to the ones that love themselves. Not this kind of, oh, aren't I this? No. Love themselves. See their humanness. Take responsibility for themselves. Don't submit to somebody who has no purpose in life or who makes you their whole purpose. That's codependency. Don't do it. It's unhealthy. That neediness, it's nothing to respect. It's something to run from. Don't ever submit to somebody who tries to control you. Only submit. Only submit and follow the men out there who love, who honor, who worship, who respect you, who see you as the dynamic, beautiful goddess that you are. And men, you want those dynamic, beautiful goddesses, then you got to step up to the fucking plate. You got to become an actual man. Stop being a little boy playing in a man's suit and actually become a grown-ass man, because you're worth it. And the ladies out there, they're worth it too. And you know what? When you honor and you respect and you lead a woman the right way, she will rock your world and she will give you everything and then some. Because what us women are looking for, and what us strong women are looking for, is a strong man who knows how to lead. Because we want the leadership. We love the leadership. It turns us the fuck on, and it makes us desire you. So, if you've been wondering why your woman isn't desiring you, why women aren't desiring you, why women are turning away, this could be your sign. Could be. All right. As always, hold on. Before I do that, and us women need to allow our walls to come down and trust, not go around with the thought all men are wanting to hurt us. Exactly. Thank you, Addison, for that point. Exactly. It also means, ladies, we got to step in and learn how to soften. And realize that also that trust, because we have so many walls up, because we've been hurt, because there are so many men that are not good leaders out there, are not worthy of it, that it's going to take us time to trust. But little key point here: trust yourself first. Learn how to trust and love yourself, ladies. Learn how to soften your heart. Learn how to be compassionate to your own emotions, to your own moods and the hormones. Learn how to actually go back and embody yourself, how to love yourself, and trust you. Be loyal to you. Be a fuck yes to you. And then the right men, they'll come about. They will. That's how you attract the right guys in your life, by being the woman that is worthy of them. And that means learning how to open this, learning how to embody this, and learning how to love this. All of it. As always, if I said anything in here that touched you in any fashion or form, please hit the share button. Help me get these messages out to all the worthy people out there in the world, because, we all need to hear these messages. We do. We need to hear them. We need to know that we are worthy, that we are lovable, and that we deserve that fuck yes life. So click the share button. I appreciate everybody on here who has left your messages, given your likes, your loves, and whatever other faces popped up, even if it was the middle finger. Thank you. Thank you for that. I love you guys. If you are ever interested in coaching with me one-on-one, please message me for details or look for the link in the comment section for my one-on-one coaching, because I work with people worldwide on these topics and more, just about teaching you how to have that freedom-based fuck yes lifestyle in your business, in your finances, in your health, and of course, in your romantic relationships. I love you guys, and remember, stop existing, start living. I will catch you tomorrow with another Conscious Coffee. Bye, everybody.